Hey everyone, welcome to my library. My name is Melissa, and today I am coming to you with a huge book haul. I have separated this book haul into two parts, and this is very common with my channel, but the first part I'm going to film my historical fiction, classics, and mysteries, and then my second part will be solely historical romances. So depending on your preference, you can watch either or both. But yeah, I have been book buying a lot recently. I don't know if it's out of like self-care or just knowing that, I don't know, I'm just in a reading mood. I've been really diving into a lot of books recently, and it's made me want to buy more. And then on top of that, I have made 2 book outlet purchases. I've never bought from book outlet before, and now I'm addicted. So that is definitely another reason why this book haul is so large. But without further ado, let's get into it. I'll start today with my mysteries, and then I'll go to classics, and then I'll end with historical fiction. So, mysteries, the reason why I ended up buying from book outlet originally was my friend Breezy over at Breezy Ann Reads told me that the Electra McDonald series by Ashley Weaver was on sale, and they were selling these hardbacks for crazy cheap. I think they were like $6.99 each, which normally they sell for like over 20 bucks, closer to 30. So it was such a good deal, and I've been meaning to buy these books. I've just been like holding off because they have been so expensive. So the first book is A Peculiar Combination by Ashley Weaver. So this is the first book in that series. The series I've been talking about and obsessing over recently. And yeah, so this is the first one. I just love these covers too. And I'm so excited that I have hardbacks now. Like, I don't own a lot of hardbacks, but when I do, it's for good reason usually. So yeah, I'm really happy to own this. And then the second book is The Key to Deceit. Also a really good book, loved it. And then the third book I haven't purchased yet because it's just barely come out, and so I know it's going to be a while before it shows up in book outlet or anywhere else discounted, but that one is Playing It Safe. And as you guys know, I love that book, so I will get it eventually, but I'm so happy to start my collection finally of this series. So then next is another book in the Maisie Dobbs series. I saw this on book outlet as well, and since it was so cheap and since I knew I didn't own it yet, I decided I would buy it, even though it'll be a long time before I actually get to this book, because this is number, I don't even know, 15 or something in the Maisie Dobbs series. So yeah, it's I know I own books 1 through 13, maybe even 14, but I knew I didn't own this one. So this is The Consequences of Fear, but I'm on book 4 at this point. So yeah, it'll be a while before I get to this, but I'm excited to own it and add it to my stack of Maisie Dobbs books I own already. And then the next book was on a complete whim. I went to the Poison Pen bookstore, which is a local bookstore to me. Local, sort of. It's a drive to get there, but it is a very renowned bookstore here in Phoenix because of there's 2 reasons. The main reason being it's Diana Gabaldon's local bookstore, and it's like where you go if you want to buy her stuff signed. Every book there that's by her is signed, and they have an impeccable whole section dedicated to her works, which is awesome. But then also they're known for selling mystery novels. So they sell all kinds of mysteries, and that's like their main thing that they sell there. And so anyways, I was going through the shelves and I saw this one, and I was immediately drawn to honestly the size of it and just like the overall like shape and stuff. I don't know, it was just interesting. But this is A Killer in King's Cove by Iona Wishaw, a Lane Winslow mystery. This is the first book in the series, and it is compared to Maisie Dobbs and Bess Crawford. I haven't read that series, but yeah, it's a post-war like heroine sleuth, and this one is actually set though in Canada, I want to say. I know it's set in the Northwest, which I love too, so that makes me really, really excited. This is really pretty too. I think that's where it's set, is like not Seattle, but near that area. And so yeah, I can't wait. I really hope it's good and that this is another series I can really love, like I've loved with Maisie Dobbs and with Electra McDonald. I'm really trying to find more of these kind of types of mysteries. I know there's a lot out there, but if you guys have any recommendations for books like that are like historical mysteries with a kind of like a she doesn't have to be amateur sleuth, but a female sleuth, and then if there's also some sort of like very heavy romance subplot, that is like my ideal. So let me know if you have any other recommendations for that. I also have another series on my shelves that is similar too. I cannot remember what the series is called, but it's also very it's compared to Maisie Dobbs a lot, by Anna Lee Huber. I remember the author, but I don't remember the series name. Anyways, so yeah, so this is another book to try, another series to try that I'm really excited about. So there's this one. Okay, so those are all my mysteries. So now we can start in the classics. And this is a huge book outlet purchase that I have zero regrets about, because I know I will read all of these books, because it's part of a series I am in the middle of. And that is the Poldark series. They had all of these books on sale in the editions that I've been looking for. And so I purchased all the ones I didn't own already. And I actually have a complete collection of Poldark now, which makes me so happy. So yeah, I'll just briefly show you guys the ones I got. These aren't in order, I don't think, so just so you know. But I just finished Warligan a couple weeks ago, which is number 4 in the series. So now I'm on number 5. And I think, how many are there? 10 or 11 books in this series? There's a lot. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. So yeah, there's a lot, and they're huge too. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. But okay, so this one is The Miller's Dance. These are the TV tie-in series editions, so, and they're the ones I like. So The Twisted Sword. Lovely Demelza on that cover. Love her so much. The next is The Loving Cup. No idea who that is, actually. And then the next is Bella Poldark. I think this one is the last book in the series, but this one has Ross on the cover. So yeah, so those are all the Poldark books I got from Book Outlet. So many. Which is awesome too, because you know, you got to hit that $35 limit to get the free shipping, so definitely hit that with this order. Okay, this is a book I wanted to try to read for June on the Range, because it's like a prairie classic, but then I learned that this is the 3rd book in a series, like that you should read a different book first. Let me know if that's correct. I'm not that sure. But that is My Antonia by Willa Cather. This is like a classic American prairie novel. I've heard it has amazing writing and that Willa Cather is like an impeccable author. But yeah, she wrote Oh Pioneers, which I believe is the first book in this series, I want to say. So I need to read that first before I get to this beautiful edition. This is the, what do they call these editions? I just forgot. Now I can't remember. The Macmillan Collector's Library. They're like the tiny books with the gold print, foiled edges. And anyways, yeah, just beautiful. It's got like some illustrations in it too, so that's cool. So yeah, so there's this book. Okay, the next two are Bantam classics, which are paperbacks that I love reading out of. I just love how flexible they are, and I don't know why, because I know they're so cheap, but I love them. So the first one is The Scarlet Pimpernel by Baroness Amuska Orczy. So I know about this story from the movie. I love the movie so much. And this got recently recommended by Janelle over at Too Fond of Books. And ever since then, I've been wanting to pick it up and find a copy myself. So I saw this at the used bookstore and immediately wanted to pick it up. And then the second book is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is a book that is like, I consider synonymous with Jennifer over at Jennifer Brooks. She loves Mary Shelley, and I've never read her, and I definitely want to read this book at some point. Obviously, probably in October during the spooky season. And yeah, I'm excited, and I love this cover. I don't know, I just think it's so cool. So there's this one. Sorry about the weird lighting change. I just tried to change the shutters so there's not just like light hitting me in weird spots. But okay, the next classic is one that I'm tempted to read in July for a big read-along that's happening, excuse me, that's happening with it, and that is Bleak House by Charles Dickens. So this is in the beautiful Penguin cloth-bound classic edition. Saw this at Barnes & Noble and picked it up. So yeah, this is a read-along that I saw announced on Victoria from A Musical Bookworms channel. That's who I watched the announcement video of, and I am tempted. I am tempted to read this, but I have never read Charles Dickens before. I attempted one time to read Our Mutual Friend with some other friends of mine and didn't get far and was just not right in the right headspace to read it. And so yeah, so I like temporarily DNF'd that book. But I'm not giving up on Dickens. I want to read him. I have great expectations on my shelf as well. So I'm trying to debate on where to start with him. And I've asked on Instagram, should I start with this book? Should I start with a different book? The general consensus has actually been to not start with Bleak House, to start with something like Great Expectations. Let me know what you guys think about that, because it would be fun to join the read-along that's happening with this book this year. But I don't know anything about Dickens, to be honest with you, so I don't know where to start with him. And maybe it would be even better to start with something smaller like Tale of Two Cities. I have that on my shelf. Yeah, I'm just debating. I can't decide, so let me know. But I love this edition regardless. I'm sure I'll get to it eventually at some point, so but yeah, happy to add this to my big Penguin cloth-bound collection shelf that I have. So yeah, there's this one. Okay, so now we are on to my historical fiction section of this book haul, and we'll just jump right in. So the first book is a book I got from Book Outlet, and that is Surviving Savannah by Patty Callahan. I've never read her. I know she's famous for Becoming Mrs. Lewis, I want to say. Yeah. But this is actually about a shipwreck that happened in 1838. And it says, a luxury steamship sank in 1838 with Savannah's elite on board. Their fates were forgotten until the wreck was found 180 years later. And now their stories are finally being told in this spellbinding novel. So yeah, that's what this is about. I'm intrigued. I saw this hauled on Krista's channel over at Books and Jams, and maybe we'll do a buddy read of this. We kind of like played around with that idea in the comments, so anyways, yeah, so there's this one. Okay, I debated about whether to put this book in my romance book haul or this book haul. I decided this one since the other ones are all like mass market paperbacks, old school kind of historical romance, and this is definitely new school. This is recent. And that is Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone by Diana Gabaldon. So yeah, this is the newest book in the Outlander series. It's not the one I need to read next though. The next one I need to read is the green one. What is it called? An Echo in the Bone. But this was on Book Outlet on sale, so I got it because it's in the floppy paperback editions that I love too. So yeah, I picked this up because it popped up and I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna read that, add to cart. So there we go. There's this one. Okay. The next one is a author that I've heard really good things about, and that is Until We Meet by Camille DeMaio. And this is a World War II historical fiction book. It's actually about 3 different women who all knit, from my understanding. So it's about knitters, which from the cover, that seems to be the case as well, which is kind of a random, what's the word I'm trying to go for here? Theme to go with, but I kind of like it. So yeah, there's many reasons why I wanted to pick this up. But yeah, I'm happy to own this. And then the next one is also a World War II historical fiction book, and that is The War Librarian by Addison Armstrong. I didn't know that they had librarians on the front lines. Apparently they did. The main character's name is Emmeline, and it says, the letters bear a name from her past, inspiring Emmeline to volunteer as a librarian on the front lines. 2 timelines, dual timeline, and it also is compared to the Flight Girls, which if you're comparing it to the Flight Girls, I want to pick it up. So yeah, that was the main thing that got me to want to pick this up, was that comparison. I find it very intriguing. It's a book about books too, so love it. And yeah, let me know if you guys have read this or have heard of this author. I've never heard of her, so yeah, interested. Okay, now let's go into I have one more World War II historical fiction book, and then we'll go into others. But this one has been so raved about and talked about, and that is The Last Bookshop in London. I heard about this book mainly from Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day, and I really, really want to get to this one. I've heard the romance in here is actually really cute too, from what I know. And so yeah, I'm excited about this one, but definitely like a bookish World War II theme going on here. And I'm not mad about it at all. So let me know if you guys have read this book too. I'm curious. So there's that. Okay, now we're on to other historical fictions. For Jane Austen July, I want to read some more retellings for various Jane Austen novels. And one of them is this. This is the second book in a series. This is called Duty and Desire. A Novel of Fitzwilliam Darcy, Gentleman, and this is by Pamela Aden. So this is, like I said, the second book. I read the first book, can't even remember what it's called now, but I loved it. I thought she did an amazing job of doing like a spin-off from Darcy's perspective of Pride and Prejudice, in a very prolonged way, kind of. So like the first book is only the first third of Pride and Prejudice, and this one will be the second third, and then the third book will be the last. So yeah, so it's very prolonged, expanded view, and I don't mind that at all. And I love the struggle, the emotional turmoil that Darcy is in during these books, and also just the amount of hidden passion he has for Elizabeth, and it's all there. So yeah, so this is definitely on my TBR for July, and will be read then. So I'm excited. So there's this one. Okay, the next book is the first book in a historical series set in the Wars of the Roses timeline. And honestly, I don't know anything about that timeline. This will be completely new to me. So I hope that this is a good introduction to that historical time. But yeah, this is The Founding by Cynthia Harrod Eagles. This was recommended to me from one of you in the comments when I talked about my wanting to read her other series that's actually set in World War I. That's like family saga, Downton Abbey-esque. And then someone in the comments said, you should read this series too. If you get into her, definitely read the Moreland Dynasty series. And there's a ton of these books, guys. This says, so yeah, also in the Dynasty series, and then all of these. Yeah, so if I like this series, I have got so many books to read, which makes me really excited. But I am a little bit trepidatious about the historical time because I know nothing. So it's, early 1400s, apparently 1434. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have read this, or if you think it's a good place to start with that time. I'm not sure, but yeah, I couldn't pass up this like impeccable condition edition of this. So there's this one. Sorry if you can hear Butter snoring in the background. It's hilarious. Okay, I've got 2 books left here. One I bought at the library book sale, because it's a series I really want to try. And actually, I should have put this in the mystery section. Dang it. But this is Still Life by Louise Penny. So yeah, this is the first book in the Armand Gamache series, which I have heard nothing but good things, and everyone is obsessed with it. There's so many books out now in this series, and I haven't read it. I heard the town specifically, Three Pines, I think is what it's called. See, I've heard so much that Three Pines is like such a memorable town. But this is not like a cozy mystery town. Like, from what I understand, it's not a cozy mystery, but it has cozy elements. Anyways, yeah, so I saw this at the library for $2 and thought, why the heck not? It's calling to me. So I got this one. And last but not least in this haul is a book I got. It's rather beaten up, but that's okay. It's a book I got at Books on 7th Avenue, which is one of my favorite local bookstores. And that is The Bailey Chronicles by Catherine Cookson. I showed this to you guys in my Come Book Shopping With Me video, if you saw that, but I'm also just gonna haul it here. But yeah, so this is it's giving me Morning Glory vibes by Lavrell Spencer, like about a man who marries into a family, a single mom who's looking for help. And it says, let's see, heartwarming new romance set in the northern English countryside that Catherine Cookson portrays so beautifully. Features an irresistible hero, Bill Bailey, who from the moment he arrives to take up residence in Fiona Nelson's home makes his presence felt in no uncertain terms. A young widow left badly off, and with 3 children to bring up, Fiona has come to know the problems of trying to make ends meet. So despite the viper-tongued comments of her vain, selfish mother, Fiona advertises for a lodger. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, definitely Morning Glory vibes in that. But yeah, it sounds so just heartwarming and like something I would love. I've been meaning to read Catherine Cookson. She's a British author, romance like author from what I know. This is more of her contemporary stuff though, so I'm interested too in that. But yeah, I just thought like even though it's kind of a beat up like hardcover, I wanted to try it. So yeah, this is the last book, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna film part 2 now with all of my romances, but yeah, please let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, if you want to, if you're intrigued by any of these books as well. I would love to hear. And with all that being said, please like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye!